Hello, DTW DWF Universe. My name is the Burfinator, your host with the most, and we are here with a very special DTW DWF podcast sponsored by G2A, where you can get some nice cheap games at pretty dirt cheap prices, I'd say. And we're here with a very, very interesting character here. We're here with the mighty BVP. So BVP, how are you doing today?
I'm doing alright, man. How are you, Burfy?
I am doing just fine. I have a lot of questions for you. The DTW Universe does want to know some of these. So let's get started.
Alright.
First question. What is your obsession with the forks? I gotta know.
You see, forks, to me, have been my main thing ever since I started backyard wrestling. I kind of enjoy the sensation of watching the tips of the fork get shoved into somebody's head and then watching the blood drip down, and it's long and it's complicated.
Okay, I gotcha. Pretty, freaking insane, I'd say. But, second question. You've been doing these promos lately with Mr. Judgment, and why go for the biggest dog in DTW history? Why not go for someone that's more, let's say, down to your size, like a Paradox or me or a Triple C?
Oh, man. Well, I've been blowing up the internet, like you said, with different promos and stuff, and I feel everybody on my channel, by the way, go ahead, subscribe, ECW4667, they see me as the big dog here in my company. They see me as the main man. So why not take the main man from my company and go against the main man from a different company? Yeah, I know he's bigger and he has more of a history. I've only been wrestling for 10 years. I don't have as much as a history as Mr. Judgment does. But right when I seen Mr. Judgment, I said, you know what? That's the man whose head I have to kick off of his shoulders to get to the top in backyard wrestling. And that's what I'm going to do.
Alright, that's a pretty good answer. And I've been noticing lately we've been having another wrestler as the GOAT, James Splayed, I believe his name is. I've been watching him ever since. And another question is, if you had to choose between the GOAT, James Blade, or Mr. Judgment, who would you choose?
Oh, man. Hey, why not pick both? But, I mean, if I'm going to pick out of one of them, probably James Blade, because I feel if I beat him, that'll give me more of an advantage. A lot of people see me as an underdog between these two, and yeah, I am the smaller guy, who's not a big name, but I want to get myself to the top just like everybody else does in backyard wrestling.
True. And as everyone knows, tomorrow is DTW DWF Presents Desecration. Will you be watching?
Yeah, I'll be watching, man. I can't wait to see Mr. Judgment get beat.
That's a good answer, because as everyone knows who watches the DTW, he will be fighting me for my global championship, which, BVP, if you did not know, I am the longest reigning global champion in DTW DWF history. Just saying.
Well, you know what? You're gonna beat Mr. Judgment, and once again, you're gonna be the longest reigning. See, I don't have a problem with you. You seem like a pretty cool guy. Mr. Judgment, on the other hand, I have a problem with him. So what I want you to do tomorrow night is I want you to kill him.
Okay, kill him. Got it. You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. BVP, the one, the only, the deranged psychopath, the psycho clown, I should just say.
That's me.
One and only at the DTW Podcast. And who knows, we may have a response from Mr. Judgment in the next coming up podcast after Desecration. So, thank you, BVP, for showing up. Thank you for this interview. It has been a pleasure. And let's hope your event goes well, too, because I believe you have an event, too.
Yep, tomorrow night, WBW. I go in to the #1 contenders match with MP3 and J Madness. If I beat them in a ladder match, that leads me into a WBW heavyweight title shot with RJ Carnage. And I'm saying it right now, June 26th, you will see me, each and every one of you. I will step in a DTW DWF backyard and I will have that WBW Heavyweight Championship with me. I know that Mr. Judgment thinks I'm too afraid to step in the ring with him. Well, let's see that June 26th.
Alright, I have one more question to ask you.
Go ahead.
Who are you going to be bringing June 26th at Sunday Night Thunder Punch?
You know, that's a pretty good question. I mean, I have a lot of competitors that I can go against in this Sunday Night Thunder Punch, blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, I have a lot of guys on my roster that I have to go through, and I don't have anybody specific yet. But I do have one in mind, and that's one that I'm wrestling this Sunday that I'm thinking about. I'm not 100% yet. But me and Jay Madness should be the two guys going one-on-one in that backyard. And then later on that night, I'll make sure that I can show Mr. Judgment that I'm not afraid to step in the ring with him.
Alright, thank you again, and this has been the DTW Podcast, which is sponsored by G2A and the Munchies. The Munchies, if you're hungry, eat them. Well, that's about all the time we got here on the DTW Podcast. Make sure you tune on Monday, June 13th, when we have special guest, Mr. Judgment.
Oh.
It'll be a great one, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you for watching, and this has been the Burfinator.